Hey, IDS 302, summer session B. How you doing? I realize what is it, Saturday? July 18th. It's about 12:25 p.m. where I am. Uh, Still in Wisconsin, and just for giggles, yeah, we got rain here. But I'm all packed and loaded. Jeep is ready to go. Um, Probably leaving tomorrow about 5 a.m., heading back to Phoenix. I hope to drive from here, southeastern Wisconsin, to Amarillo, spend the night. Then I'm heading Flagstaff South, drop off some stuff at a friend's, and then hopefully get to Phoenix Monday by 4 o'clock, unload the trailer, take it back. I know I'm really ambitious, but it's what I do. All right, just to give you an idea. So that's why I'm doing this now, posting it now, because I don't know where I'm going to be on the road. And, I need a Wi-Fi connection that's good to upload what'll be a half-hour video at least. No. So, okay, let's get this show on the road. This is module 3, video number 1. I'll do video number 2 probably on Wednesday, just a heads up. But your step ones, I finished grading, scoring the ones that I have. Overwhelmingly, I think everybody did a great job, whether it was your first try, second try. For some, it was a third try. Um, I was happy. Like I said, I admit to being punitive with that first paper because I get the point across, and then boom, people come correct. Boom, you do it the rest of the way. You just stepped up your game now. You just became more of an academic scholarly writer. And that's one of my goals here is to teach you how to do that quickly so you can be just better at something there. Okay. Oh, thunder and lightning now. Okay. So, how about, what does it say about it? Okay, let's see. If you have any problems, you're spinning your wheels, you get a hold of me. Okay. Please not after the due date, before. All right. Let's talk about the purpose of the study and the significance of the study, which were both part of step 1. And I think I mentioned some of this, but I really didn't pound it in or anything like that. I know I did discuss it, but the purpose of your study, this is where you got to be careful with hyperbole, exaggeration, over promising. Okay, because you're on the inside now, you need to behave as a researcher, not as, let's say, and not to offend anybody, I'm saying, but think about when you're a kid, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be an astronaut, or I'm going to play in the NBA, and you're like, I ain't playing in the NBA. I'm probably not going to be an astronaut either. Not saying you couldn't be, but let's just say that we're very ambitious. And so now, as a researcher in a university, you're a researcher in a university. Yes, you're an undergrad researcher in a university, but you are a researcher at a university. Therefore, you cannot hope to say that the purpose of your study is to find out like all of something about climate change or sustainability and global impacts of things like that. You can't. So don't say it. Okay? I know I cannot get home in 24 hours. It's not possible unless I average about 95 miles an hour. I won't promise anybody I'll get home in 24 hours to Phoenix. Do you understand where I'm coming from, right? You don't overpromise and underdeliver. That's the same in sales, by the way. You never overpromise and underdeliver. You underpromise and overdeliver ideally, okay? But so no hyperbole in the research. So your purpose of this study is what? Remember, what are some of the opinions, perspectives or perceptions and experiences regarding blank revealed in a survey of random adults. So your purpose of this study is to collect previous data that came before you, previous information, research, then to gather some opinions of random adults and to see if you can identify trends, behavior, opinions, if there's any kind of correlation between demographics. So the purpose is to just add a little bit of knowledge to the big pile of knowledge, okay? And the significance then is by adding a little bit of knowledge to the big knowledge, we increase our knowledge and then we tag it off to the next researchers, figuratively, and they add to the body of knowledge. So significance and purpose, purpose, significance. And it's not like I didn't ding anybody for hyperbole. I mentioned it to you, but you didn't get dinged for it, okay? Because I didn't talk too hard on this, but I really want to make that point. You don't have to go back and change it, but I would like you to remember that going forward. If anything comes up where that's applicable, remember that. Researchers are humble. I've said that. They're very humble. They have to be. Any researcher goes out promising anything is not a researcher. He's a grifter. He's a showman. He's the president of the United States. No, I didn't say that. Okay. All right. So, and I know whoever gave me this comment, I really liked it, and I'm going to use it. I can't remember who it was, but they said in a comment, step one, I'm not used to writing this way. Okay. And frankly, I was like, yes, exactly. Because I hope it's something that I can add to your skill set. It's okay you're not familiar with writing this way. And a lot of you might get mad because I go through these whole papers and you're like, oh my God, if you saw what I'm scoring, I'm only scoring formatting, formatting, formatting. Most of your content is fine. But see, scholarly writing, there's more to it. Okay. It's like building a house. If you got all the nice furniture inside and everything, great. But if your structure sucks, okay, if your roof leaks, if your doors don't open, and that's like the formatting is your structure, right? You got to have 1+1. And if I can impress upon you the need for structure in your writing, be it research or anything else important, whether you get into law enforcement, you have to write for legalese, right? I used to have to write reports, accident report or something that happened to inmates or anything that we could, because it's going to court. They're going to sue us. We're going to press additional charges. I had to be precise in my writing, and it was handwriting too. So God only knows how a left-hander could be legible. But I had to do it so that the district attorney's office could see this stuff and say, "Yeah, we got a case." You had to be so precise. But it was almost a format to it. Okay, at 2,200 hours on Wednesday, July 15th, at the Milwaukee County House of Correction in Franklin, Wisconsin, the following did occur and was observed by this officer, blah, blah, blah. So, if anyone was correcting me, a lieutenant or someone, they'd say, no, you got to write it differently. Okay, so I'm saying the same to you all to get you to feel like you can do it because you're on the inside, right? Okay, so I hope I got that point across. All right, so the two remaining things in Module 2 as of this production, the step 2 on Sunday night, as well as the quiz number 2. Again, if anyone doesn't have any work that they couldn't turn in, I will give you an opportunity to do it. I'm not so obsessed with due dates as I am with the chronological order and spacing out of the work, okay? Because we're adults here, okay? I'm not going to say, oh, they didn't get it in. Although sometimes if you turn something in at midnight, I'll ding you just because of what do they say? I mean, just because of the point of it is just like ridiculous. Why can't you get it in 5 minutes earlier? But normally I don't want to. If you turn in good work, I'm going to waive the late penalty. I'm sorry, call it fair, unfair, but you decide. You're adults. You just got to let me know, okay? Beforehand. Thank you. Oh, that feels good. I've been moving so many things. I got a couch, little trailer. I fit so much couch, bed, dresser, my buddy's fishing gear that lives. So much stuff. I got to take my Jeep for a test drive later, see if it wobbles. I hope not. Tried to front load it. People always front load your U-Hauls. Okay, so let's go with Easter egg number uno. Easter egg number 1 is no hyperbole. Feel free to put exclamation points at the end of all of these Easter eggs today because they're important. No hyperbole. And of course, that means no overpromising and no, and you don't have to write all that, but no hyperbole, right? All right, so module 3. We have a jam-packed module, okay? Stay on task. The due dates may be deceiving to you when it comes to this, but there's work involved. And if you shirk that work, until the, sorry, I haven't been drinking today, until the end of the module, I hate to see what's going to happen to you. And I'm not always going to give all these free redos all the time too, because we did the first time to get you on the page. All right, so 45 pages of reading. Tanner, chapter 9, 10, and 11. Chapter 9 is describing interdisciplinary and integrative learners, 10 pages, okay? And you're going to have a discussion board on that, so do not miss it, because if you do a discussion board, well, I'll get to it. Okay, chapter 10, issues on global perspectives and team leadership. Wow, a lot of you, it resonates with a lot of my students in the class, of which there are 50 left. And so read that, okay, for your own skill improvement, all right, your proficiency. Chapter 11, constructing interdisciplinarity, 8 pages. Okay, this is good stuff, really good stuff. And it's simplified. Like I said, we used to have reading chapters that were 30 pages each, and it just be like, wow, drone on and on. This Tanner gets to it, All right, then you're going to get into a couple of, attachments, PDF files. You need to tell me if you can't see the PDF, because I will not take any excuses. I'll give everybody a 0. If everybody goes through this thing and doesn't see the PDF, it's something I do, I'll give you all a 0. And you know why? You can blame that on my face-to-face class, because one day, as I was sitting there and I played a video for them, and I was at my desk, and it was on my screen at my desk, and looking out at my students, and really not paying attention to the screen was irritating me a little bit. And we get to the end of the video, and I kind of leaned forward, and it wasn't on the screen. The screen was shut off, but nobody told me. Needless to say, I was ticked off, because it's like, come on, don't be that lazy. You're in school. You're paying thousands of dollars for this experience. Get something out of it. If the instructor makes a mistake, the technology issue, man, pitch in on that. I don't know why I can't. There we go. It's a little darker. Okay. So I know I let my hair all go crazy while I was here. Let's go with, okay, the two downloads. Benson's 5 arguments against IDS. Okay, Benson was a IDS scholar who took it upon himself to do a devil's advocate writing. And he said, this IDS field, these people are saying this stuff about us. So this is what we got to look at. So he wrote them all, 5 main arguments against it. You're going to read that and you're going to say, oh, crap, why did I take this? Why did I take this? That's what you're going to read that. But that's a 7th page. Then you're going to take 14 pages and you're going to download and read Newell's response to Benson. That's Bill Newell, the first president of the AIS that you looked at on the website, a lot of you, and who just passed away last year. And you're going to look at Newell's response to Benson. And then you're going to read that. You're going to say, damn, I took a good field here, right? So read those. It's good, because you're going to have a discussion board due July 22nd. I was going to push it back. I said, no, this is something you read it and do it. Becoming an interdisciplinarian. Okay, you're going to identify some key characteristics of an interdisciplinarian that include the learning, writing, research. What do you see in yourself that resonates with these characteristics? Okay, now here's what I want to say. Don't go into this and give me like a 1 sentence and then just write about yourself, because that's not going to do anything for me. This is not about yourself. This is about what it means becoming an interdisciplinarian, what it means to you. Yes, put it in there. Paragraph, give me something. I put a 300-word minimum on this. It can be longer, of course, because I don't want anybody just to remember, depth is rewarded, right? Okay. Remember that interdisciplinary studies, emphasis on the disciplinary, is an academic scholarly field. It applies to many areas of real life. I got a typo there. Center your post on the academic side, and then translate it into real life applications for you. Okay. The initial post minimum is 300 words for up to 30 points. Then you can respond to 2 of your peers. There's no minimum there, and you'll get an additional 10 points, 5 points each. Okay. So I'm weighting it heavily on your main post. Okay. So look at the directions. Don't just start whipping something out. Think how you're going to write this. As I said, then apply it to you. Identify some things. And I'm going to give you another pro tip. There are concepts, verbiage, nomenclature, if you will, that you will find in Chapter 9 that I should be able to see in your post that tells me that they read that chapter. But if I still see jack of all trades and I'm just like, I have a lot of interests and I was, then it's not going to work for me, because I'll say you're just regurgitating the same old that you thought about before you got here. But now you've stepped up your game and you understand a little more about it, right? Okay, so that's important. Now, Easter egg number 2. Again, you can add exclamations to all these. This one is do the readings. Do the readings. It's not that bad. It's not that long, but I would think it's rewarding because you are an interdisciplinarian and you need to do it. I've read this stuff 16 times at least going back to 2011 or 12. So, all right. Especially, not Tanner, but Benson and Newell. All right. So then you're going to get to a Module 3 primary data collection page. Take a look at that and read it. There's nothing you need to do on that yet, except I would like you to probably sign up for an account on surveymonkey.com. Okay. I do not want you to pay anything. If you pay anything, I'm going to be so disappointed because I have it in big letters in there. I'm saying it, don't pay anything. I had a student last November who said, was it right that I was supposed to pay $300 to get my data? No, 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 no. I just want you to familiarize yourself with the site. I'm going to do a video, very specific video, that is going to show you how to make a survey. Now, I use this screenshot video type of thing. I'm not really good at it, but I did one last session A. I may use it again. I don't know. That'd be the only time I reuse something. I might want to do it again, but I like doing them all the time because I like showing you that I'm going to make this survey from scratch, just like you have to. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to give you pro tips that you ain't never going to believe to hear, right? So look forward to that probably by the end of the week. I guess I'll do module 3 video Wednesday. I'll probably do the survey video because what you're going to have coming up then, as you'll see in that page, is you're going to have to post your survey link and a discussion board. And then what we're going to do is participate in each other's surveys. Okay. Now it's going to skew it skews the data towards students when it's supposed to be random adults, but you can post it anywhere, your Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and have people do it. We just need to gather data. Yes, it might look like, between the 18 to 24 group is this much of the bar, and then, I'm sitting there all by myself at 62, well, you'll find some other old people too. All right, so that's important. All right, now there's a key here because you got 2 discussion boards this week. I'm really twisting. Okay. But don't waste any time between these discussion boards because the one you should write about, your interdisciplinary stuff. That's great. But discussion 3 is primary sources. Now this is a big important step towards step 3. So you're not wasting your time. It's not make work. You're going to transfer this to step 3. But for you to show me, to have some incentive to do the right thing, and you'll be able to see other people's. Don't copy them, but to prepare you to develop your standard step 3, which is an annotated bibliography, due at the end of module 3, which is next Sunday. I want you to look for academic and professional journals in fields of study that match the disciplines for your integrative research, right? So there are academic and professional journals. Be careful. I prefer academic journals. By far, I prefer academic journals. Professional journals, if you're desperate, because I don't want you, this is not the time for Forbes.com. This is not the time for any .coms, to be honest with you, especially blogs. Okay, you are doing an annotated bibliography. So on this, you're going to be scored based on primary sources that you can find. Let me know if you have any questions, but I have it detailed here. Okay, no replies to peers are necessary, but I want you all to kind of be accountable to each other. And there's enough variety of topics going around for the research that, if you cheat and have the same as somebody else's, I'm just going to look who posted first. So be sure to get your own. Okay. Now, here's how I'm going to score it. Up to 40 points. Okay. You cite and summarize each journal in a few sentences. Okay. 2 journals for 2 disciplines equals 15 points. That means I want to see the discipline name, maybe all caps, whatever. Then I want to see the journals that you have for those disciplines described. And then I want you to do this next discipline. And you can, okay, so that's 2 journals for 2 disciplines each. 2 journals each for 2 disciplines, 15 points. 3 journals for 2 disciplines, you get 20 points. 2 journals for 3 disciplines, 25 points. 3 journals for 3 disciplines, 30 points. It's there. Okay, that's how I'm going to score this. Remember, you'll probably need more for your annotated bibliography, though. But this gets you a great jump on that, okay? So Easter egg number 3 is peer-reviewed and primary sources. Peer-reviewed and primary sources because that's what you're going to be doing, okay? All right, then. On to step 3, Tanner's integrative model. Standard step 3 says locate multiple sources of relevant disciplinary knowledge, information, and perspectives that will address the issue problem. So this is where I tell you what to do, how you're going to accomplish that. We'll talk more about that on Wednesday, but I want to introduce you to that so you don't get too far ahead of yourself. It's important work here. You're on the inside. You need to do rigorous work here. You don't use cheap sources. You don't use Wikipedia. You don't use the encyclopedia. You don't use a dictionary. Don't use Forbes.com, Cron.com. If it's got .com, you should stay away from it unless it is the .com for the academic journal. But there's a number of places where, you know, Sage Publishers, Harvard Press, those are places that publish academic journals. And the difference is how you see it is there's no advertising in those journals. Okay, they are straight peer reviewed. So somebody does research or writes a paper, sends it to their journal in their field. There's a peer group that looks at it, not an edit it, but they look at it and they say, is this good to go? And they approve it and it gets published. That's how you get published work, right? Okay, so there will be an annotated bibliography then coming. And if you want to take a look, I encourage you to look at that sample because the sooner you get used to how to format it like that, the better. Look at the sample so that there's also a video, how to write an annotated bibliography that's 4 minutes and 42 seconds. I think it's great. I found it online. Thank you very much. And it's a good, clear how to write an annotated bibliography. You follow that, you follow the sample. Now you got your formatting. Boom, you got the formatting out of the way. You know that sticks in my cross, so you're way ahead of the game. Now you got your content, which is going to be good. You're going to nail it, right? Okay, remember you're on the inside. And so the next video, okay, use the sample. Now here is my little secret if you've made it this far. I'm going to do an Easter egg number 4 because I wanted to see if anybody quits watching after 3 and just sends me 3. So if you're still here, you're going to get an extra, let's say 3 points, 8 instead of 5, right? Ooh. No, I know, but hey, let's have a little fun. Easter egg number 4, okay? Academic rigor. Academic rigor. Remember that. Okay, what does rigor mean? Who knows? Let's use a dictionary. I just told you not to. Well, that's in the thing. Okay, rigor. Sudden feeling of cold, shivering, company, rising temperature. That's not it. Okay. Rigor is the quality of being extremely thorough, exhaustive, or accurate. His analysis is lacking in rigor. Shallow. Okay. Transparently shallow. Rigor is depth. Rigor is you're going after it. You know, you're on the inside and you're a researcher and you want to make a difference. Don't think you can't, okay? This paper may not do it for you, but it's not, it's a start, right? Your only limitations are yourself. So that's all we're doing at Easter egg number 4. Academic rigor. That's it. I'm on the road tomorrow, so I may not answer your emails when you send me these until Tuesday. But know that I appreciate it. I appreciate your patience as I went through this, you know, family tragedy, which is a celebration basically. And now that I'm cleared out, I was living in camping furniture in my apartment, and I have a very nice apartment for camping and furniture. So now I'm bringing back furniture that was in my mom's condo, and everybody's happy I'm taking it because guess what? All my siblings, they have furniture. Who knew? I'm the only one that doesn't. So I'm going to have that set up, and hopefully everything goes well. Send me emails if you have questions, concerns. I am going to take breaks on the road, of course. I always look at my emails first. This is the most important thing I got going on in my real life right now. And let's forks up. Peace. Take care.